So I sat at it was a women's group, a woman entrepreneurial group, which is really interesting. They were a lot of fun. They invited me. It's a She Leads group. That's the name of it. Beth Bowen is the founder of the group. And so they were actually doing a presentation about storytelling and telling your story. And I'd released a FRIYAY message around telling your story. And I was inspired from that event. Uh, but two things have been resonating with me lately. And uh, the presenter talked about in telling your story, you have to know the difference between your role and your identity. Your identity. And it didn't hit me until she said it, and I was like, okay. Your role versus your identity. And so there's so many of us, as I talk about, talk on social media, and I'm trying to understand it better. There's so many people who've taken on this persona. They've taken on this role. And that role comes with the title. It comes with who you want others to, the mask is like who you want others to perceive you as. And your title, the accolades, the achievements, all this stuff that I feel like at the end of the day doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't. It's nice to be acknowledged. I'm not saying that, but to make that the only thing for me, it's like I can't do that. And so what she explained was your identity is it's the essence and the core of who you are, and it's what makes you authentic. And so I've come across some people who, it's just been interesting to look at people like, are you operating in your role? Are you operating in your identity? Because the people that are operating in their role, they're telling me all their accolades, the achievements, and they have this many. If they're quantifying a whole bunch of stuff that to me doesn't matter. If you want to go into a different space, it doesn't matter. For what I'm trying to do, doesn't matter right now. Whereas the people I've met who are operating in their identities they're open, they're vulnerable, they're connecting on a deeper level as two humans or two or more humans trying to figure things out. And so I've just been looking at the world differently in the fact that I don't want to do the role. The role never satisfied me. The titles, and it's storming out here, y'all, in Denver, which is strange. The rain and all of these moths, these Miller moths, let me just tell you, like Aiden's losing it. But being authentic, I think we have to get back to what it means to be authentic, just to be yourself. And it's so many, I mean, I'm a part of different groups, and the groups that are resonating with me are not the groups where I have to sit up here and basically spit out my resume again. Like, I told y'all that before. I like walking through life like you don't know anything that I've done, because I want to see how you treat me, or you treat someone who you think is less important. Like, that tells me a lot about you. And so if I have to tell you my title before you can engage with me as another human being or connect as another human being, I just don't want to talk to you. Like, I really don't. I don't feel like there's anything that we will have in common. I think the identity is what matters. And so it's how do you step into that space of being your authentic self and letting go of a role that really doesn't serve you. Half of us aren't happy in the roles and the masks that we wear because we know that's not us. And I know some people will sit up here and say, well, you can't always show who you really are, because there might not only be people who don't accept it, but there are people who don't, who will use it against you. And I keep sitting up here like, why do I have to care? Like, why do I? First of all, things I've been through in life, I don't think I could. I don't think there's anything else left. I'm just gonna put it out there and be honest. I don't think there's anything else um with the things that I've been through. So it's for me, it's like I just want to be free. I want to be honest. And if I am pretending to be something else other than what you are, then it's hard to be free. And I tell people all the time, when I work with clients, the work I do now, it's not a job, it's freedom work. It's work that's getting me free. It's work that's going to get someone else free. It's work that's going to get collective free, because to me that's the best way to work against the system. It's not it's not pretending to still be a part of the system. Now, I've always had this little, people are like, well, you sound a little rebellious. I've always had this streak. I've always had this rebellious streak. The trick is to know when to do it and how. And you can't always do it going in with a fist, right? Um, but I'm not for it anymore. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. It irritates me to a point now. It just bothers me that, like, that's not who you are. So automatically when you come to me as your role or your title, I don't consider you in your best, because that's not your best. Your best is the part that doesn't get it. Your best is the part that's trying to figure it out. Your best is the part, even though we don't think that, your best is the part that's looking there like, I don't think that I'll be able to get through this thing. And then you do get through it.